Hello, today we're going to continue to look at the alternate timeline where civilization began in America. And we're going to start straight away with the Red Empire, well not Empire, the Red Kingdom expanding. Oh, by the way, you can see here I did some provinces after the last video, so that's going to be important later on. I'll just turn them off for now though. So, the Red Empire quickly expands, and the west coast of this is the first country to settle on the west coast, resulting in a very strong looking country forming. And they also begin work exploring, sending explorers up the coast to explore some more, and also exploring a bit more down here. Well, there's obviously plans to claim that. Now to the Green Nation, which last video collapsed into these three states: the Green State, the Blue State, and the Brown State. Now, Brown State, due to a treaty, is limited on its expansion, but the Blue State isn't. So, it begins exploration with the hope of expanding. As it expands, it starts claiming more territory, including a bit further down the coast. Nearly, but not quite, reaching the Red Nation. The Green Nation, like its blue counterpart, also does some exploring. It also sends some scouts up past Florida to explore a bit more up this coast. Then the Green Kingdom begins the process of themselves claiming a bit more territory for themselves as they expand. Also expand their border with Florida, so they need to be able to keep that in check. The kingdom now is focusing very much on stability. So back to the Red Kingdom. They want to know more about this southern continent, so begin sending people around the coast. They focus on the north, go around here, and up here, a bit more around until they stop about here. They also discover this island. They also send a small party down, reaching about here. With the Amazon rainforest being there, that's going to be hard to claim. So they know a bit of they know that there's a big forest down there, but they do begin exploring a bit up north, soon discovering all of this and that. So to the Reds, the time has now come for them to begin expanding into this new continent. So they work their way around here until getting here and start expanding along the coast. Looking in a Red Nation looking quite a bit like this. They also decide to expand a bit more into North America by expanding along there and expanding along there, resulting in that land being added. Now they share a border with the northern neighbours. As you can see, that empire is quickly growing. Also, sea travel is becoming more advanced, which leads to the discovery by this nation of these two islands, which quickly also leads to the discovery of Cuba. And Florida decides it wants this land. Well, not Florida. The Florida nation decides it wants the land. So it claims that and then sets up a colony on the island. And now it is time for something different. For the first, other major city. Because you've got capitals, but you also need, major cities. So, where the colony arrived, a major city is built. Which marks the beginning of human settlement on the island. With humans on Cuba, they've been exploring. This is violating their treaty with the Greens, so the Greens are annoyed about this. But in their current state, there's not much they can do. And the fact is that the treaty stated they're not allowed to expand anymore. They're not allowed to expand anymore from their. They're not allowed to expand from these claims. It says they're not allowed to expand anymore from their land to unclaimed land. It never stated that they couldn't expand land across oceans, like they didn't connect islands, which they found as a loophole. Of course, the Green Nations are annoyed that they didn't think of this, but at the time, obviously, these islands weren't known of. So they just considered it's fine, but it isn't. Now the Green Nation has been able to manage to claim even more territory and become stronger. But soon they do claim the entire island of Cuba, and they do also discover and claim this island here. And they do know about this island here, but they haven't been there yet. They'll be there soon, but they haven't been there yet. They know it exists because they can see it. Back to the Red Nation. They are really taking on a policy of rapid expansion. So, expand further along the north, along this river. Not the river, little inland. They also expand onto this island. Along it. This is a very quick expansion as well. So it does slightly destabilise the country. They are very quickly expanding. The Red King is dreaming of an empire, and he's every day he's becoming a step closer to realising his dream. He wants to expand north as well. So also begins to explore more up north. And they do reach this point. They've now explored that. So now basically all of Central America, most of Central America, of the mainland part is known of. They also decide to begin expanding more. Just this time around the coast, because they're very unstable, they can't claim a lot. So they expand up to here, and a little bit along the blue border, with plans to claim the bit in between. Which they do. They do claim it. Now they have ambitions. They want dominance of this sea. But that means they need dominance of these countries. And that means war. The war began with the Red Empire now. It's the Red Empire troops marching into the blue territory. They first begin by going in at the southern tip, and more go in from here as they work their way up until they reach about here, when the Blue Army finally arrives to respond. They begin falling them back, and then begin taking a bit of enemy territory as well. And then the main Red Army arrives. They force them out of the province that they had taken and force them back up their kingdom. They are continually retreating as they can't resist the power of the enemy. It makes it to about here, and then they begin to work their way up the coast to quickly take the capital. At this point, the people of the Blue Country are being drafted very quickly to defend, so they are slightly forced back. While they protect that spearhead, they are not doing much down here, which allows them to work their way all the way up here. The Green Nation, which could send aid, like supplies, isn't, because it doesn't really like the Blue Country. As the people of the army begin to run away or surrender, this is quickly taken before the Red Army finally gets in and take the capital. The remainder of the country simply surrenders. So, with the war over, the Reds need to secure their country. They do so by claiming a bit more territory around where the Blues used to be, along here to out here. With that claimed, they feel a lot more secure. Over to the country. They are still very angry at the Brown Country for violating the treaty and claiming Cuba. So, they do the only logical thing and declare war on the Brown Country. With war declared, Green troops march into the border province. They make their way to the north before the objectively stronger army of Florida arrives and forces them back and even takes it to territory. As I think you can assume, the Red Country is also looking to invade, which I think they're definitely going to take this opportunity too. But not yet. Back over at the front, the Green armies retaliate and push the Brown Country back slightly. They push them back to here, and then the Brown Country pushes them back. While the Green military isn't as good as the Florida one, it's got a much larger, amount of troops to supply on. But the entire army is there, and not a single one is here. And I think you can assume that is not a good thing. Red troops quickly cross the border, quickly storming through and towards the Green capital. Throughout the Green country, alarm bells ring, and militarization is quick. The Reds are forced back. But with that, and panic on this front allows the Florida nation to gain some ground, taking more provinces, also going for the capital. The Red and Brown countries sign an agreement to work together on the invasion. The Red country sends some troops upwards in an attempt to go and encircle these provinces, which is actually successful, and they manage to encircle and take out these and begin working on another one. But this time, the Green Nation manages to respond in time, forcing them back slightly. They also managed to take some ground from Florida. Against all odds, the Green Nation is managing to hold their own slightly, much better than the Blue Nation was. But the power of the Reds was ultimately too much, and the capital is taken. There's no sieges at this time because capital is well defended. There's no siege equipment, so sieges just aren't such a thing anymore. The remaining lands, however, the king had fled the capital and was governing from a different province, but the country was in disarray, and the two attackers, not the attacker and the defender, the Brown and the Red, met in the middle, taking control of the Green country. So, with the wars over and the green divides it up. This is what the borders now look like. Red has dominance over the sea, and the Florida nation has expanded. Now we're going to look at a bit more expansion. People from this country finally settle on this island. I think it's where in real life Haiti and the Dominican Republic are. Settle, but not with the intention of colonising it for the brown nation. They settle with the intention of making their own nation. They first made a settlement here and claim about this much before they decide it's time for them to appoint a capital. And with that, they do decide to put that. They put the capital there. Oh, no, I haven't looked, can you? That's sorry, too not visible. Yeah, they put the capital there and expand and do claim the entire island, as there's nobody else here to put a fight against the claiming. And also, a group of people from the Red Nation who are dissatisfied with the Red government decide it is time to travel up the coast. So they pack their things, go to here, across the border, through the known wilderness and into the unknown. They make their way up on the coast and continue going. They find here, and then they continue to go down until they eventually reach here. They then decide to set up their nation here. Which they do. A blue nation. Not the same blue nation. They put their capital around here. They put the capital here, and that marks the foundation of another nation. They begin claiming a bit more of their territory of the area. I don't know the name of this place. This is this peninsula in real life. I think Mexico owns it, and they explore, but with not a lot of money or not a lot of anything really. There's just not an awful lot that they really can do other than just explore a bit and just quietly. I think with that we're going to end just to say Red and the Brown country do have an agreement, not an alliance agreement, but not to invade each other. Which, a non-aggression pact. So with that, I think it's time to end the video. If you'd liked the video, please like, and if you want to see more, subscribe and share if you think, if you've got anything on you know that you think might enjoy it. I'd appreciate if you were to share the video, but no pressure at all to do any of that. The known world currently is from like here across here and like there. So they know about this. They know these exist now, but they've not been there yet. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next episode.